guys doing today? Today we're gonna react to "This Is How You Are Being Manipulated" by Thomas Sowell. I came from the hospital. We have a little bit of hiccups and here and there, but thank God everything is okay. So we are ready to get back to it. I saw this one in the Thomas TV channel. I want to react and see what they have to offer. This is how you are being manipulated by Thomas Sowell. Here we go.
There is an old Russian fable with different versions in other countries about two poor peasants, Ivan and Boris. The only difference between them was that Boris had a goat and Ivan didn't. One day, Ivan came upon a strange-looking lamp, and, when he rubbed it, a genie appeared. She told him that she could grant him just one wish, but it could be anything in the world. Ivan said, "I want Boris's goat to die."
Okay.
Variations on this story in other countries suggest that this tells us something about human beings, not just Russians. It may tell us something painful about many Americans today, when so many people are preoccupied with the pay of corporate CEOs. It is not that the corporate CEOs' pay affects them so much. If every oil company executive in America agreed to work for nothing, that would not be enough to lower the price of a gallon of gasoline by a dime. If every General Motors executive agreed to work for nothing, that would not lower the price of a Cadillac or a Chevrolet by 1%. Too many people are like Ivan, who wanted Boris's goat to die. It is not even that the average corporate CEO makes as much money as any number of professional athletes and entertainers. The average pay of a CEO of a corporation big enough to be included in the Standard & Poor's Index is less than 1/3 of what Alex Rodriguez makes, about 1/10 of what Tiger Woods makes, and less than 1/30th of what...
Isn't that funny? He has a point there. The story of the goat, based on what I'm understanding, is that instead of trying to find another goat for yourself, you just wish the person not to have a goat. And it's interesting that people don't complain about sports, players and athletes. Nothing that I don't have against them. The skill that they develop is a very uncommon skill, and they should be paid as such. But it's interesting regarding CEOs. Everybody wants to take their money. Isn't it interesting? I think it's because there's a hierarchy that we know inside our heart it can be achieved, but therefore to nullify that reality, we just basically try to discard it.
Oprah Winfrey makes. But when has anyone ever accused athletes or entertainers of greed?
Isn't that a good point?
It is not the general public that singles out corporate CEOs for so much attention. Politicians and the media have focused on business leaders, and the public has been led along like sheep. The logic is simple. Demonize those whose place or power you plan to usurp. Politicians who want the power to micromanage business and the economy know that demonizing those who currently run businesses is the opening salvo in the battle to take over their roles.
Interesting.
There is no
It
way
makes
that
sense
politicians
now that I
can
think
take
about it. It
over
makes
the
a lot of
roles of
sense.
Alex Rodriguez, Tiger Woods, or...
It's a good point. They never talk about athletes and actors. That's a great point. Because these people tend to lean left, but they're the most millionaires in the United States. Well, in my opinion, I haven't seen the stats, but the majority of seems like the athletes, they tend to just be seniors, social justice warriors out of nowhere.
Oprah Winfrey, so they can make any amount of money they want, and it doesn't matter politically. Those who want more power have known for centuries that giving the people somebody to hate and fear is the key. In 18th century France, promoting hatred of the aristocracy was the key to Robespierre's acquiring more dictatorial power than the aristocracy had ever had, and using that power to create a bigger bloodbath than anything under the old regime. In the 20th century, it was both the czars and the capitalists in Russia who were made the targets of public hatred by the communists on their road to power. That power created more havoc in the lives of more people than czars and capitalists ever had combined. As in other countries and other times, Today, it is not just a question of which elites win out in a tug-of-war in America. It is the people at large who have the most at stake. We have just seen one of the biggest free home demonstrations of what happens in an economy when politicians tell businesses what decisions to make. For years, using the powers of the Community Reinvestment Act and other regulatory powers, along with threats of legal action if the loan approval rates varied from the population profile, politicians have pressured banks and other lending institutions into lending to people they would not lend to otherwise. Yet, when all this blows up in our faces and the economy turns down, what is the answer? To have more economic decisions made by politicians.
Which is expanding the government. These people really think that they can just do the best for us. It's crazy, man. It's just mind-boggling. People cannot have control of their own life. They're pretending to have control of ours. It's crazy, man. Let's see what. Let's just finish.
Because they choose to say that deregulation is the cause of our problems. Regardless of how much suffocating regulation may have been responsible for an economic debacle, politicians have learned that they can get away with it if they call it deregulation. No matter what happens, for politicians it is heads I win and tails you lose. If we keep listening to the politicians and their media allies, we are all going to keep losing, big time. Keeping our attention focused on CEO pay, Boris's goat, is all part of this game. We are all goats if we fall for it.
Oh, man. The ghost story is about... Oh, man, I don't know. This is very interesting. Very interesting. It is true. It is a good point. We tell CEOs that we need to just tax you. But we don't talk about actors and athletes. Why? Why is it? Because they make a lot of money. They make a lot of money. We're talking a lot, millions and millions of dollars. Why? That is, I never thought about it because it's true. We talk about CEOs, we need to just, right here, we need to tax them because they look nice and tight. Because they look nice and tight. That's why we need to tax them. It makes no sense, man. Sometimes I just feel like I'm just in La La Land sometimes. Sometimes common sense feels alone. I'm not gonna lie, man. It just feels alone. Jealousy is a thing, man. Bad energy, people wishing you bad, it's a thing, bro. People hate to see other people succeed because they hate the fact that might be them, but they never even try it. They never try it, so therefore, Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? Do you guys have anything to add to it? Let me know, okay?